one of the one of the most important questions which I keep getting asked and why people keep coming back to me all the time is, why does ICT matter in early childhood education? And it's a topic that keeps being brought up over and again and again and again. And it's something which I really do feel quite strongly about, if I can say that. Early childhood educators from preschool to year 2 have a massive role on their shoulders in being able to lay the foundations for many key learning areas: literacy, numeracy, language, and other areas. ICT is no different. But I feel that, the reason why ICT is so important, the use of ICT is so important in early childhood education, is because that, by starting with the obvious, we live in an ICT integrated society. This means that children at a very early age are being exposed to ICT and technologies. So it makes sense to be able to build on those capabilities in ICT at the very start. Why wait until later on in primary? Why do that? You are delaying their progression. So, it just makes sense to lay the foundations to a child's ICT capability in early childhood education by using evidence-based strategies that will support the use of ICT. The other reason is that, with technology permeating our lives in every kind of aspect in society, globally, governments are recognizing this trend, and they are incorporating and creating and developing a more integrated curriculum that involves more use of ICT, of technologies, as a tool to help children learn, and to be able to help them to be ready for an ICT integrated society. Take, for example, the Australian curriculum. Now, in the early years learning framework, there is already 2 outcomes, outcome 4 and outcome 5, which focus on the use of ICT. Outcome 4 is a little bit less. It does have provisions for it, so it's mentioned in there. Outcome 5, of course, it focuses primarily on that. However, that does not necessarily mean that you cannot use it for any other learning areas, for any other outcome. The use of ICT, or more so to be able to integrate ICT effectively, is rather, being able to imagine the potential of ICT, for learning within the context in which we'll be taught. And by doing that, and by saying that, and understanding that, you will be able to then creatively use it in a purposeful and meaningful manner throughout key learning areas. Moving back to the Australian curriculum, the primary education realm of teaching has the main responsibility of ensuring key progression from foundation to year 6 in capabilities in ICT. And this is quite clear within the ICT capability learning continuum. You can see that, where the main roles lie, with only just the last 2 levels of progression occurring in secondary. Again, though, you need to understand that because we all learn at different rates, we all learn differently, children may not be at the level they are expected to be at when they finish primary. They might be behind, or they could be before. Which really, emphasizes the importance of being able to determine just where they are, where their starting point is, where they're going, where they're heading, and where they're heading to next. Other reasons why ICT in early childhood education matters is because it promotes creativity and collaboration, and those are 2 key aspects of education which has been widely accepted to be beneficial for learning. Within early childhood education, the use of ICT can be either planned or unplanned. So, children, would use it for role play. As they see their parents use it, they want to use it themselves in the same way. So ICT matters, for a number of reasons. And it's important to keep this in mind when you are thinking about planning for the effective use of ICT today.